Hello, my name's Andy and welcome to the garage. Well, here is my next restoration. 2 Corgi Lotus Elites, one in the team car colours of Lotus, the gift set one, and the other just a plain black and silver one. Now I'm doing 2 of these because I want to do the decals 2 different ways to see which is the best. So I do hope you're going to enjoy this video of these 2 Lotuses. They're great looking cars. I think they were made out of fiberglass and bonded in 2 halves just above the wheels. So an interesting real life car, and lots of trouble, usually serious, in Lotuses, and I think these were the early ones that maybe gave it that sort of reputation. Anyway, let's get them on the table and take a good look at them. Right, we're back with our Lotus, and what we need to do is a bit of measuring. So the width of that gold stripe is 16 millimeters. And each stripe within it is 5. So that means that center stripe must be 6, which it is. Those black lines are just over 1 mil. They're the dimensions of the various transfers, stickers, decals, call them what you want, that I need to make to get this car spot on. Right, we just measured the black Lotus Elite for decals later. They're both in pretty battered shape. This one's obviously got silver wheels. Probably fared, or looks to have fared, a bit better than this one. But what we need to do now is just get them apart. What I've got is a little grinding wheel on a Dremel, and we've got to grind out these 4 rivets. Right, that's the first one levelled. I do know the posts behind here are particularly thin, so I'll carry on doing that because there are obviously 8 to do, and get back to you when it's done. Right, those rivets are flat against the plastic. That centre rivet's been drilled loads, so hopefully now we can get in there and get it off without doing too much damage. Right, it's going in the middle. I just felt it go. So, and we're off. So that's one body, bit dusty inside. Set wheels with a bit of carpet. Cabin in 2 pieces. That's the engine cover, and that lifts up and back. I bet that was holding the glass in, if we can get the doors open. Yeah, glass is out, and the glass looks really, really nice. That's a good thing. These posts are really, really quite thin. Just put the thing back on and take a look. Might just clean them up and glue around them, not drill them out. That's what I'm thinking, because they are ultra thin. I'd bought some really small pins to do it, but I think I'm better gluing and tidying around these. Right, do the doors come off? They may do. Let's just have a look. This one out. It's just a matter of lifting this bar up and lift them out. So I'll have a practice at that. Because I'll have to put these back in. What I've decided to do with the doors is just take this bar out. Because they're hard to get back in and they'll definitely get chipped when they're painted, but this could be glued back in. Right, here we go. One out, two out. Inevitably a bit of damage to the bar, but it will make the doors easier to paint. What I'll do off camera is put that back together to check it can be done before I take the next one apart. As you can see, 5 rivets on a model like this, a lot of debris. One down, the other one will be done off camera. Okay, they're all apart in the parts box, and there was a lot of debris from them, as you can see. There you can see our Lotuses laid out ready for the caustic soda and the ultrasonic cleaner. Out the caustic soda are the 2 Lotus Elites. Obviously it's not difficult to guess which is which. I'm just hoping this one, with a bit of brushing, will come clean. I don't really want to put it back in the caustic soda. I think I'll perhaps put some nitromoles on it, in the nitromoles, so I'll give it a dunk. And it stood up in there. I don't know if you can see that. There she is. I'll give it 10 minutes each end. Hopefully that'll see it through. Well, there is our Elite out the first dip in the nitro modes, and it's not looking bad. So it's back in for the rear end. Give it a push down, and it'll need another 10 minutes, I'd say. The paint came off really easily. Well, there you can see our Lotus out the nitro moors, and I think a wire brush on that will just get it all off. Right, we'll just start polishing the Lotus that came clean. So that's coming up quite nicely. Lotus Elite on the front, little Lotus badge there you can see. That's not a casting line, that's where the 2 parts of the body meet. Can't see a casting line, maybe a bit of a tidy on that back edge there with a file, but that looks very good. And maybe just round off these edges on these front wings because they feel a bit sharp. I know it's an angular car, but I don't think you'll be able to cut yourself on the wings. So let's get on with that next. It'll just be a little rounding off with a file, but I'll check Google Images first because I'm not 100% certain. Well, as you can see, our 2 Lotuses are out the first polish. I've gone round the really sharp edges. They're hard edges, defined edges, but they weren't so sharp that you was literally going to cut your fingers on them. So they are quite tidy. Lovely design. I almost bought one of these once. Certainly had a ride in one once or twice. One thing to be concerned about is the thinness of these rear pillows. Of course, that middle one, there's a giant rivet. And these 2 aren't bad. The doors came up really well too. And as you can see, there's a fair bit of detail there. I've still got a bit of work to do in the polishing. but it's all looking good so far. I'm just taking a look at our little Lotus, primarily at the bases. The JPS one, the number plate doesn't look too bad, though I had made some spare JPS 7Ps, so I think I might be able to keep that one, especially the rear looks good. Now the other one, Core 95P, that is not so good. So I think that one will need replacing. It's okay at the rear, it's just the front one. It's got quite a bit of dirt on it. I've tried to clean it a bit and it's not worked. Just going to be like that. Now by doing this I might dull these plastic bases. May have to give them a coat of paint. I was hoping to get away with that. You can see now I've discovered that one's lost a chunk there. That will need filling. Yeah, that's disappointing. There's the other one, that's okay. Now I do have another Lotus somewhere. I might be able to rescue the base from that, or just fill that, I don't know yet. Right, I'll keep on looking at those and see how we go. Okay, made the decision. We are going to work on these bases and probably respray them. On this one, we've lost a bit of exhaust at the back, so bit of super glue. Might take a bit of building up. And we've got the front. Getting on that JPS sign just yet. I'll have to build that up, and I'll just keep groove clear as it builds up. That's going to take a while. Right, just looking at the tail hooks. I've got a spare one that's intact, and there's an intact one. I've got two broken ones from the models. So I'm just going to give them a drop of super glue and see which is the best one when rescued. There's a bit on that. Right, as you can see, we've got some metallic gold paint. Tidied up the wheels a bit. The better wheels overall from the non-Lotus car. Just better all round. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint all the centres gold. Might need a couple of coats. Do the black last. Right, it's going to take a fair while, so next time you see them, they'll be finished. Right, we're just going to put some parts from our Lotus into the ultrasonic cleaner. So there's one of the glasses. That fluid you can see in the bottom's very liquid, washing up liquid. Just going to stick it all in. I'm keeping it original to the model, more or less, this build. So we won't be changing the colour on these seats. Next time, a steering wheel down on this one. Anyway, let's not worry about that at the moment. Let's get that on. Lid on. Okay, the ultrasonics had about 9-10 minutes. Just gonna take them out, see how they are. So that's the first one done. Just bring that forward. Just taking them out, giving them a whiz with an electric toothbrush to get any grime that's moved out the grooves. Just taking the glass out, and both glasses are looking absolutely excellent. So on to the next stage. Right, as you can see, we've got our Lotuses out of paint. We've got some shiny gold film, which unfortunately does show its lines. I got the silky finish, maybe I should have got the gloss. We've got some decals, and off shot, so I don't knock it over, we've got some metallic gold paint. So the idea is, one car is painted with the metallic paint, the other car has a sticky gold paper on it. So I'll just get started on that, masking up, cutting, etc. Okay, here we are with one of our Lotuses. Now, I've masked the stripe down the middle. I'm going to paint that gold and there. Now the doors, I am going to use, I think, this natural line. I did try putting a sticker on, some masking tape, just 6mm up, and it sort of looked like that. Now the original model had a sticker. I think it's going to be far better if I use a natural line of the door. It doesn't proceed along the length of the car. I think it'll look a lot better. When I checked back through my pictures, it did look really odd to have a straight line against what appears to be a non-straight line. Anyway, that's what I've decided to do with the doors. So all I've got to do, double check the width now and check that these are in line. And I just did that by eye. You can see that there. So right behind the camera, it's out of sight. That looks in line. Hopefully you can see this. I'm just getting a look. I think you can. Yep. In line with that. That looks in line as well. I'll just double check because once I've applied gold paint, you know, going back, I think that might be out a millimetre at the bottom. What I need to do is check also that's straight. 16 at that end. 16 and a bit at this end. So I just need to peel that up. It's going to be a slow job, this. Just pull it over a bit. 16 at that end. 16 at that end. So I'll keep lining that up like that till I'm really happy that it all looks correct. Then we can get the gold paint out. I've also been doing, checking the second method, which was putting a sticker on the car. Now I wondered if you could put a bit of fairy liquid and water on a car so you can move the sticker around. That's not worked because it hasn't stuck. So you've got to put the sticker on first time. And I've started having a go at cutting some out just to see how it goes, really. I can print on these stickers, that would have been another choice, but what I am doing is opting to put decals on these to get that gold look. Sticker on there and get that gold look. Then put the decal over the top. And here we go with the gold paint. It's been stirred up. Getting my brush ready. I'm going to use a number 1 brush. Right, so bit of work gone in so far. It can all go to rats now. This gold paint always needs 2 coats when I've used it, so try and put it on too thick. Get it spreading nice and evenly. It needs to be on this line. Right, that's the first bit of gold on. Right, I changed my mind about masking now. I thought I was off to do the 2 ends freehand. I've decided against it when it came to the kill. So back just painting in the square now. What I'm going to do is pull off the masking tape. Reapply it again. I've never masked with this paint before. I don't know if it stick to it, etc. But quite pleased with the way that's looking at the moment. Quite pleased with that. These special little sticks with a bit of cotton wool on the end there. And the paint's already dried. The paint has already dried on there. So you've got to get it right first time with this paint. We're not far off. Now we're going to do the doors. As I said, I am going up to the line. Right, I'm going to get my 5.0 brush out, do that. Doesn't look too bad. I'm undecided what looks best at the moment, paint or sticker. But, neither will be easy to apply. I can tell you that if you ever do it. They're not easy to do. Right, just putting the second coat on. It's a delicate task, as you can imagine. A bit nerve-wracking really, this stuff. A bit nerve-wracking. All your hard work could be easily damaged by the slip of a brush. Once I've got the masking line, I was quite happy to try and stick to it. Right, I'll have to leave that now to go off overnight. Just wanted to be careful of was not getting the paint too thick in any one area. So I'll do the second coat on the doors off camera. Here we are with our second JPS, which is going to receive the gold sticky back plastic. Right, this is the third go at the door. Bigger piece than required on the door, pressed on nicely. This time I've snipped corners. So here we go. I think it's better to cut it from this side. Try it from this side. I've not tried cutting from this side. Yeah, I've taken the paint off the door, but that is spot on, absolutely spot on. Pleased with it. Pleased I went for the whole door doing. What I have got to put on the side of the door is then number 7, which is a really tight fit anyway. So pleased, and I tell you what, paint's going to be struggling to beat that finish. It's going to firmly press that down now. Just a bit of chipping under the door, easily fixed. Whoa! I'll do the other door off camera. There we are, 2 doors, let's just get them on the car and just take a peek how they're going to look. So I think they're going to look great. So there we have full door in gold, looking superb. Dead chuffed with that. Would have peeled it off if I didn't want it. And that side decal, hopefully, will just apply as normal onto there. So, door's done. Lessons learnt on cutting. You better cut in on the white side with the knife. You don't get the jagged edge. As you can see, there's been a few goes. Learning a few lessons. So now, we've just got to cut two 16mm wide lines and cut them to length. Sounds easy, doesn't it? Sounds easy. Right, this is my second attempt at this. First attempt, I put some markers down to get it in the middle. Tried that on this short piece, it wasn't in the middle. I'd have been doing it better by eye. This attempt, I'm cutting a long piece, longer than the car. I know the eye of the Elite is in the middle, and I know the T of the Lotus is at the back. So I'm off to put a marker in the middle of the stripe. So first thing is, get it cut out. Squared off this end. Right, I can see I'm not quite square on that line. Right. Now what I'll do is I'll put that on here, check it looks square. Right, here we go. Another attempt, another method. This line needs to line up with the eye. Also trying to line it up by eye. I'll have a go this way. Sorry if this doesn't film well. Just a quick measure. 4.5 there. It's 5 there. Five there. About 4.5 there. I will get this in a minute. There. It's fine. Right. What I've done is I've put cotton bud in there. Stuck that. There is a lip there into the grill, and it's gone over that lip. And this grill is not square. Slight curve in it. This will be fine because there's a bit popping up there, so that'll square that edge off. Now we're on to the rear. You know, various times through this, sometimes I think the paint's better, sometimes I think the sticky paper's better. The moment I'm back with the paint. Right, here we go again. Take 5, 6, 7. Who knows how many goes I've had at this now. Well, I don't know how much of that I'm off to leave in the video, but I did it by eye in the end with the help of a ruler. Where I started the back, worked my way up, viewed it, sticking it down. It's a nice finish, it's a lovely finish. So I've tried hand painting, I've used sticky back paper, got a third one I could have sprayed the gold. I've not had much luck spraying gold before, so that's why I went against it. So on this car now, we've got the side doors done. Got the bonnet, the roof. There are our two Lotus Elites. The left one with the gold sticky back tape. The right one hand painted gold. Okay, we're just looking at the glass on our two Lotuses. And what I'm doing is doing a bit of wet and dry, some 5000, so these weren't bad, and I'm following that up with some 7000 and maybe some metal polish. Then I give it a wipe with a grease wipe for putting it in some Pledge multi-surface polish. So I always start with the lowest. I always have a clean piece of paper. Glass isn't bad on this one. Just give it a wipe like that. Wipe it off. And as you can see, pretty good. Just got to keep working on any bits. Then, seen me do it before, dunk it in there, leave it to dry overnight. That's all there is to it really. What I've done is I've hooked this round because my other one dropped off. Then just put them down somewhere to dry, safe place. Touch them on top, that's okay, you won't see that. And that is the glass done. First thing, have a look at this spoiler, see what we can do. Slowly, we'll come back. Just a matter of getting this smooth. Then I'm off to use an engraving tool to cut that out, the scoop. That's the moulding done. It doesn't look too bad. I think it will look better once it's black. I'm going to try and save this number plate, though I have made new ones. Okay, we're just going to touch up bases of our Lotus. Hoping not to do the whole of the base. Anyway, you can see that repair now. It wasn't perfect, but it's better than it was. Right, I'll keep on with that and show you it at the end. Here we are with our two Lotus Elites. This is the shiny sticker one. This is hand painted gold. Doors are with the right cars. This base goes better on here. That base goes better on there. You may notice is I've now got two steering wheels because I had scrap Elite which had the steering wheel, so I took that off there. So let's put the shiny one together first and see how we go. First thing is let's get the doors in. Got shiny doors, outside to in. Fiddly. Go. Just need a wiggle to get them fitted. That one's seated. Second one. That's all good. Now, got the bar to put across and super glue into position. Just checking the fit. Doors pushed well down. I've glued the bar in with some super glue and some bicarbonate of soda to make a good fix. Did that off camera. What is, I just pushed it into place and I sort of held it down, pair of pliers like that for a few minutes till it's set. Right, carry on with the assembly now. So, doors open. Steering wheel in. Now, that has to go under there. One thing I've got to do, just got a permanent marker pen. What I noticed when this went in, when the seats went in, it was all clear white, so I didn't like that. So just do both sides of that. Right, so I've just touched up the inner arches. So that goes in. Said. And that fixed to the bottom post of the dash. Front seats go in the middle there. It's all in place. And we've got the rear Now we've got the rear number plate assembly and the hook. I'm not riveting or screwing this back on. I'm just going to use some glue because it is a very, very tight fit anyway. Putting it around the posts. Right. Now you can put that on. Wheels are moving. Just going to hold that together. As you can see, we are at decals. So first thing to have a go at is a team car on the door, which is just below the handle. Right, here we go. Doesn't look bad. That doesn't look bad, to be honest. The only horizontal part of the door is the bottom of the door. That is straight. I'm going to go with that straight away. Next on is the 7, and that's going to be quite tricky. I did them on white, cut them out with the team car. So as you can see, might have to reprint them on clear if I can't get this right. Fortunately, the 7s, as you can see, are falling apart on me, so I'm going to have to reprint them on clear, and I can cut around them rather than cutting close to them. Well, this is interesting. I've got the first team car sticker on, happy with it straight away. Went to put the second on, as you can see there isn't one there. That's because it stuck like super glue straight away. I had to peel it off, damaging it. So this silver foil, you gotta be careful. I got some microsol on it, but it had no effect really. So probably a few seconds behind. So what I'm going to do next is microsol the area first, then put the sticker on. And we've got another interesting challenge. It's a black and white sticker with a number 7 over it. and a thin gold line. Now, I tried with a gold marker pen, and as you can see, it's not very good. So what I'm going to do, I've marked a line down the middle there. You can see. I'm going to cut down that line. It'll separate the white a bit, and hopefully the gold will shine through. If not, the next plan is just to ignore that thin gold line. Let's see how we go. Here we are with second stripe. Right, it's not perfect. I have got a 7 to go on, which will help disguise it. To be honest, keeping the transfers straight is difficult. Anyway, let's do the top stripe. Right, here we go with a big one. Ooh, can't believe how smooth that came off. Anyway, and how damn near spot on at his first time. You know what? I'm going to leave that. I am going to leave that. It's flat as flat can be. I'm not even going to touch it. On with the next one. Surely I can't be lucky 2 times in a row. Here goes. A lot of water this time. A lot of water. Looking at it directly above, that is not bad. Using sticky paper, you need Microsol definitely to start. Off camera, I've done the JPS at the front. Got the team car at the side with the 7 weighting. I've got the JPS at the back. Now what I've got to do is that all over again on this one. Fortunately, I've already got the original JPS front and rear, and I have got 2 team cars. I'm toying with not doing the stripe. Anyway, I'll do that off camera. And we'll see how we go. Well, there are our 2 Lotus team cars. I'm not sure why, but the sticky tape's starting to peel on one already. I'm pretty certain I'd always use the paint, and next time I'd probably mask it and spray it rather than try and do it by hand. It's been a tough challenge this. We're not out of the woods yet either, because I've not got the number 7s on. Got to reprint those. Okay, we're almost at the end. I just thought I'd share with you what paint I used and what other materials. So I use this RS Pro black spray gloss. Just a normal grey primer, nothing special on that. Pledge multi-surface to do the windows, the glass. Now the self-adhesive film was this. I actually bought it for another job because I can print on this, and that was my original plan. This was a late idea just to see how it looked. I wanted to see how it looked on the black. So I'm going to do the 1/18 scale JPS at some point. And when I have to peel off the residue from the masking tape, that's what I use. Thank you to Diecast Outlaw for that tip. He said pre-paint wipes, they seem to do the job just as well. Now, before we go on the turntable, let's get a closer look at these. This is a sticky paper. As you can see, it's lifting, and I think that's because I got some Microsol underneath it. This piece is really good. overall, I think the paint is the easier and the better finish. Now, if I'd got a third one that had been worth rescuing in the Elites, I'd have used a gold spray, and I think that would have been the best finish. But I've not had a lot of success with gold spray, so that's why I was reluctant. Anyway, let's get to the turntable. This is what we started with. 2 Lotus Elites by Corgi, heavily play worn. Glass is quite good though. They've seen better days for sure. Anyway, without further ado, let's see what we ended up with, shall we? Well, I hope you've enjoyed this experiment with these 2 Lotus Elites. You can see the top gold is peeling on the one with the sticky paper. I haven't re-stuck it back down because I think I'm going to redo that after the video. The other one was hand painted with gold. That doesn't look too bad. The decals were really hard to do, cutting down the middle, etc. I might try and touch them up later. I've had other thoughts while I was doing them. I could have obviously sprayed the gold stripe on, and that wouldn't have been too hard. Maybe if I get another Lotus Elite, I'll try and do that. And I could have even then painted the white stripe over the gold. Bit tricky, but it could all be done. I chose to do it this way. I did have a bit of time pressure, so that's what I've done. The Lotus Elite was made in 2 halves in a new process invented by Lotus. Colin Chapman had a boat company then, so effectively it's 2 pieces of fiberglass above that door line, just below the door handle, and the bottom half as well. So it's 2 halves, top and bottom, and that line, that black line you see, was chrome on the real ones, and that was the bonding line. About 2,600 produced, 160 brake horsepower. I don't think they'd have been towing many vehicles around, to be honest, but I've kept the tow hooks on because I'm going to do the smaller GP car that goes with these. These came in a set with the trailer. I've got a couple of GP cars, but I've not got a trailer yet. In any case, this video is probably long enough just by itself. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I know it's not gone 100% to plan, but sometimes these things never do. I always look on the upside. They look better than when I started, and considerably better. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. It costs nothing to like and subscribe, and it does help the channel get more exposure, etc. So until next time, take care, and I'll see you with another restoration next week. Bye for now.